All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Hey, it's me. Who told me? The guys with the 5 eyes that you see. I'm here together with my wife.
Hello.
Yeah, you don't need to know her name, but
Try that again.
No. We're gonna keep that. No, that's how it's gonna be. That's how it is. You get. I'm one take Drake here, and we're gonna be talking about the VMAs, the death of celebrity, and my secret theory about why they are using black women and presenting them like they're a bunch of sexy raccoons in panty liners and whatever they got wearing. So the VMAs were earlier this week. And one thing I want to point about the VMAs is the fact that nobody cares about the VMAs anymore. We got this article that says right here, you can read it later, but it says VMA ratings were up this year, but still not great. The VMA ratings for this year were 865,000. And this was a Nicki Minaj hosted event, and they make sure to point out that they don't know how many people stayed for the whole 4-hour runtime. Last year was 630,000. So it's better than last year, but my whole thing is this, right? 865,000 people watch. Nicki Minaj alone on her Instagram, quote unquote, has 226 million followers. And someone else like Doja Cat herself, 24, whatever. The numbers are cooked, okay? These numbers are cooked. Because think about it. These two alone supposedly have over 220 million, 40 million followers on one like social media platform, period. Even if you take out all the bot scammers or whatever, at the very least, you would think they could draw 1 million followers each to watch them at these awards. Because you gotta remember, the kind of people who are fans of Doja Cat and Nicki Minaj are idiots. They're the kind of people that believe anything they see on TV. They're the kind of people that believe whatever they hear on the news. Because to be the kind of fan of these artists, you can't have much of a brain. You can't really, you have to be a follower. That's why they have followers, right? So this is just one part in the death of celebrity, because one thing we're starting to realize a lot about many of these celebrities is they don't have as many fans as they let on, which is kind of what I'm starting to see is the appeal and the reason to social media in my mind is to cook the books, because social media really makes you think someone has it when they don't, and that can also go for these celebrities as well. So the VMAs is basically on life support at this point, and they said that the VMAs peak was 2011, and so far we haven't seen that in over 10 years at this point, which is not a good sign. But I don't know why anyone would want to see the VMAs, because to be quite frank, most people don't even watch music videos these days unless it's something very controversial, a la Montero or WAP, or if it's something just really, really good, like pretty much half of Kendrick Lamar's discography. But I'm going to show you the VMAs, and I want you to look at how most of the black, mulatto, mixed, Latino women are dressed, and then how the majority of the other women, basically Caucasian women, are dressed. And I'm going to also give you a theory I have for why we have this hypersexualization of black women. But also, knowing the kind of content I put on this channel, I'm going to also let you know about the esoteric symbolism done at these places, because little did you know, a lot of these award shows are signals to the elites of who's available for sale. So we're going to start off here with Doja Cat, and she's promoting her album Scarlet, which has a spider on the cover and everything, and that's why she's doing the whole Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 1 through 3 look right here. And yes, she has DK. She has her nipples exposed, and you're going to see a lot of nipple exposure here. I want you guys to pay attention to this, though. You see this tattoo on her arm? Now you see that these are supposed to symbolize rays of sunlight, light, illumination, because she's a Luciferian. She follows what she thinks is Lucifer, but who's really Satan. But check this eye out. DK, what do you notice about this eye? It's the eye of a goat. You see that eye? It's an eye of a goat. What do you mean? It's the eye of a goat, okay? And we all know what this goat is supposed to symbolize. The Baphomet, Lucifer, the goat, all right? We are, as followers of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, we're like the sheep of his flock. But people like Doja Cat are like the goats, and they follow that left-hand path. And it makes you think, too, like, why? Think about it. If you're getting a tattoo of an eye on yourself, why are you getting a goat's eye? It's just so obvious. So, that's Doja. And then we proceed on to Saweetie. And I wanted to point this out, too, because at first I thought this is like a elongated vulva. But yes, it's a bone. But if we also... she might as well be a Flintstone because she ratchet. She is licking this bone, which is a phallic symbology right here. And
that light-skinned hoe was a hoe.
of course, it's funny because she's dressed very, for what we're going to see soon, she's dressed very modestly, but she's still over-sexualizing herself by licking a bone. And see, this is why I'm telling you these kind of things are signals, because like, why are you dressed with a bone? She, and yeah, she has the RoboCop nails on, and my whole thing is this, right? She tries to say, oh, it's like the style talking about cavemen, the first people of fashion. They did not, they were fashionable, yes, but their fashion was resourceful. This woman just put bones on her for no reason. This is letting the elites know that she's ready to be boned that night, because, oh, and another thing I want to point out here too, you see this V, you see this A, as above, right here, as above, so below, as above, so below. You know, it's subtle when you look up how the occult does things. Everything is through symbols, and everything is messaging and programming, and they let you know how things work by what they signify. And the symbols are everywhere. Sometimes people like to call it conspiracy, but if you think about it, if everything is basic symbology, right, then people would get used to it, and nobody would really know what's what. So here we keep going. We're going on. Now, if you look at Olivia Rodrigo, of course, she looks like one of those pigeons off the Animaniacs, but she's dressed pretty modestly here. Of course, they had to have her dressed modestly. Now, you look at Meg Thee Stallion, and one thing I really wanted to point out, that she's not really wearing a dress. Ladies, listen. If you're putting on some fabric, and people can still see what you look like under the fabric, that's not a dress, all right?
No.
You were just wearing thin fabric. I can still see her. This is lingerie, exactly, DK. This is lingerie. You can see her panties. You can still see her bra covers or whatever, and it doesn't even look that good. She's literally just looks like a slab of meat. That's what I'm saying. They're signifying to the elite that they're ready to be bought and sold on this night, because it's lazy to me. It's just really lazy, and it's crazy because this is the kind of woman that has so many women feeling inferior to her, wishing they could be like her and be a bad bee, and it's crazy. Now here we go with Karol G. And if you look at what she's wearing, again, we're only like 4 or 5 pictures into this, and we've already seen 3 different women with quote-unquote dresses on, but you can see their panties and you can see their nipples. And this is just ridiculous, and it doesn't even look that good. And one thing I've noticed, ever since I've seen Karol G, I haven't heard a song from her. Her hair looks like it's in constant distress all the time. She looks like she got her hair caught in a cotton candy blender. I don't know what's going on with her. She looks very distressed, but that probably lets you know that she likes it rough and she likes it wild. Now we go up to here, and we have whoever this Anita woman is. Again, this is kind of mostly a dress, but then she has her bra showing. This is a bra. That the way I see it, that's a bra, all right? And this is also in the form of a keyhole. I didn't notice this the first time I did my first take. My first take. This is my second take. I know that was first take, Drake, but I'd be lying. But this is a keyhole, no Kingdom Hearts, right? So to me, again, what does that mean? She's letting people know that she's open, ready to get this keyhole sealed. You know, like it. And sometimes I do feel bad talking so extremely about people like that. But then I remind myself, these celebrities don't like you. They don't give you anything in return for their entertainment. That's all they give you is entertainment. They do help people occasionally now and then, but most of that stuff is just surface level, and they're doing that for either tax breaks or to get good publicity. These are not good people. They don't care about you. That's the whole reason why they literally get in front of a thing and have pictures taken of them. That's like half their job. Half their job is performing, and then the other half is getting pictures taken of them. That's why being an actress and a musician in this world is not a real job. But yeah, check it out. She's ready to get sealed. No Sora. And the men, funnily enough, the men didn't really dress too crazy out here, so, you know, no one knows who Colton Hayes is. I don't know what Demi Lovato is wearing. I think Demi Lovato is doing her best vampire impression. I don't know what's wrong with her. I'm just glad that she didn't overdose, but she's acting like she's not far from doing that again. And then we have Pretty V. Don't know who that is. Decent dress. Then we have Cardi B looking like the Full Metal Alchemist right here. I don't know what she has on. And another thing this shows me is that a lot of these celebrities, these these wardrobe dressers, the whole celebrity sphere, the industry, it's filled with a lot of people that really just throw stuff together. And because famous people wear what they have and everyone has money, we actually think they're really talented and everything they do is good. But it's just the fact that people take pictures of what they have. Because you would be surprised, but the industry is trying to control the electromagnetic wave, brain waves in your brain. So they show people looking any kind of way, show it to you over and over again. And because you're seeing it over and over again, you're constantly getting the light waves from the screen into your eyes. It does make you start to think, oh, they're really hot. Oh, they really look good. But Cardi B literally looks like she just got out the junkyard right now. I don't know what that is, and that looks horrible. And her husband here, Offset, literally looks like he's ready for his first day of third grade, but doesn't look anything special. Now, here we go. We have this chick, Bebe Reka. I don't know how you pronounce that. She had a general dress, but she has assless chaps. And it's not even showing like her booty cheeks or nothing, like really. It really just looks like the top part or the bottom part of her back. It looks horrible. It just, why? You know, you ask why. But another crazy thing we have here is she has a tail coming out of it like she's a horse. Now, I feel very sorry for whatever Indian girl they cut that hair off of, but why is she out here looking like a horse? You know, again, to me, this is signaling to whoever's in the industry that she's ready for some crazy furriness right here. I mean, like, and really, when you look at this outfit, you don't think of horse. Why is she pretending to have a tail here? Crazy. And also, we check here with Chanel West Coast. I might have to do a thing about Chanel West Coast, but yes, look at her. She is looking aged, man. But she has these crosses on. She has regular crosses, inverted crosses. And for those of you who don't know, we get the image of the cross from Constantine because he had a dream one night and saw the cross in the sky. And I forgot what it said fully, but it basically said go conquer. So the cross is not something that represents Yahweh Shai or who you know as Jesus. You know, it's fake. It's not Christian, quote unquote. It's not something of Yahweh Shai. It's basically what was used to kill him. So I don't know why we try to represent with him, but that's why you see all these celebrities everywhere wearing crosses. And it's to be a mockery of Jesus. And again, it's also a signifier to let those in the know that they hate Yahweh Shai. They worship Tammuz. And when you have the cross upside down, that's how everyone knows, oh, you're in. And for a chick like Chanel West Coast, Chanel is washed up. We don't know her for anything. Her music sucks. I don't know if she has any famous makeup lines or anything out there. The only thing we know Chanel for is being forced down our throats on MTV on ridiculousness and laughing like whatever she laughs like. That's all we know her for. So I know she's doing this because first of all, she ain't getting no award. Second of all, she's washed up, so she's definitely trying to get in with some circles letting everyone know she's down. And because it's funny because the cross as represented like this is known as like a Christian thing, but these people aren't Christians, so why are they wearing a cross? You got to think about it. It's all in the symbology. I don't know who this is. This is Talia. I actually like the way this kind of looks. At the same time, it looks like, you know, she fell into a pot of molten gold, you know, all the ripple effects or whatever. Oh, so I forgot about these guys, but this is one of two of the Korean K-pop groups that showed up. It's an open secret in the K-pop industry that their talent are all slaves. Like, it's really an open thing. Like, when you sign up to be in these K-pop things, they run you ragged. They control your life, every aspect. You can't do nothing without some kind of approval, and you can't date, and you have to make music and do performances until you pass out, and if you don't wake up after passing out, you get replaced. And Korea, South Korea, is actually one of the worst performing country for demographics in the world, is bar none. I'd say maybe China might have it over them because China lies about their statistics, but their birth rate is the lowest in the world. Their debt among citizens is among the highest in the world. South Korea is suffering. A lot of people, if they can do it, take on being K-pop stars because really to them, they would rather be slaves to the industry and at the very least get flown out to other countries and I guess have free food, I guess sometimes free women, than to make something of their own in their country because there are no opportunities. And again, peep the symbology here. Everyone's got their hands in their pockets, chilling. Why is he throwing up the Mino Cornuto right here? See, he's throwing up them Satan horns because he's letting the camera know that, hey, we're in the know, your secret's safe with us. So if you want all 5 of us for $100K each, it's on and popping. And I could also probably assume that's why this guy is wearing this polka dot vest symbolizing duality, Masonic duality. But he is throwing up that Mino Cornuto for a reason. Just look at the way it's thrown up. It doesn't even look natural, and it just looks off because nobody else is doing anything else with their hands. They're barely even smiling, and I have to wonder, right? You see this hand in the picture in the screen. Makes you wonder, is that their handler? You never really know, but that's just me. Going on to the next one. And again, look at this. So this is Coco Jones. You know who Coco Jones is? I'm pretty sure she was an athlete. Let me look really quick. Let me ask Siri. Hey Siri, who is Coco Jones?
Here's what I found.
Okay, she's a singer-actress. She's not an athlete like I thought, but she does look pretty athletic. I wouldn't want to get punched in the face by her.
Flawless victory.
But she is wearing a strap as a top, which doesn't count as a top to me. That's a strap. That's not even a bra. That's a strap. Her dress and the bottom isn't that crazy, but the strap up is crazy. And again, you can basically see almost her entire upper torso. If you notice, with the black women more than anybody else, including a couple, the occasional white girl, occasional Latina, the black women are dang near almost exclusively showing out all their bodies, right? And there's an agenda behind this. We keep going up. Look at Tiffany Haddish. Tiffany Haddish, she's completely washed. She really does need to grow out her hair. She's not rocking that look that well. She is wearing a corset, a leotard, whatever. They have this on. They always sprinkle it and colorify it up with these thin layers of fabric to make sure it's quantified as a dress. But I eventually think at some point, maybe as early as next year or sometime this year, we're going to see these women just straight up walking out there in bras and panties and everything. Because I don't know, but it's crazy how old Tiffany is. And Tiffany's not even known for being sexy. These other women, at the very least, have a lot of shape to them. Tiffany, she looks like my aunt. She's auntie status. Who likes this? who is this for? That's why I say it's symbology, and they're signaling to people, because who is this is not for the fans, because ain't nobody checking for Tiffany Haddish, all right? And here's another K-pop group. I wanted to point out how, if you notice, like the other K-pop group, these dudes have not a speck of hair on their face. Now, for those of us in the faith, in the Bible, it's very effeminate to completely disregard your facial hair, for the most part. I understand guys do like the look of, you know, not having the mustache and the beard sometimes and everything. But even then, a lot of guys, when they cut all that off, at the very least, they look like men. Part of the K-pop appeal is the men looking like little boys. It's kind of pedophilic. It's like either they look like boys or they look like girls. Like this dude, if you put a weave on him, he can look like a woman. This dude definitely could look like a woman. And this dude could look like a fat chick, but he's too skinny, so you would be able to tell he's a man. And this dude, he could look like a woman. And that's just kind of one of the like more suspect things about the culture of K-pop, is the fact that it's pedophilic, but it's also trans absolvent at the same time. It's very, very, very weird. And that's why I don't like a lot of K-pop groups. Very disturbing. But these guys both have their thumbs up. I don't necessarily, I've heard that the thumbs up is also a Masonic signature too, but I'm not completely sure. I'm going to look that up. But again, whenever these celebrities do anything with their hands, you have to pay attention to what they're doing, because it's not for nothing. You know, the thumbs up is a pretty sneaky sign to put in. And again, and the thing about these K-pop dudes, you know they're not human. These guys just don't. It's something about the way their faces look. You're like, he looks like he literally just got poked earlier that day, and he's still having a hard time walking. And this guy just looks straight up zooted. But I want you to see this dude. This dude, I don't know what they did to this dude, but he can't even look straight. He got one eye down here, the other eye down there. Man, I don't know what's going on with these guys. So, and we got another dude, Chase Stokes. Don't know who he is. Don't care. Now, again, as we go up more and more into this MTV thing, you are going to start to see what I mean about how most of the other women are particularly covered. She's covered. You know, Shakira looks how Shakira looks, mostly covered. You know, and check the midriff right here. Mostly this is covered. Everything else is showing. This right here disturbed the hell out of me, because I can't tell if this. You can tell this is a man. This, for some reason, looks like a woman trying to become a man. Something about the way this hip looks. I don't know what group this is. Just got all kinds of nastiness. But let's check out the symbology here. You see that serpent right there? So that's something. You got the serpent, and then right here, crossbones, the skull and bones. That's a good signifier or something. Them skull and bones. You know, the Skull and Bones was that fraternal order that George Bush was a part of, also in league with the Masons. Fat Joe, there's a reason why nobody pays attention to what Fat Joe says. Also, Fat Joe, cut this off. Stop doing this. This is not good for your health.
If you don't get that bullshit out of my face, bitch.
All right, you're already bald. Stop shaping up your beard with the line up with your mustache. To look like a racetrack, all right? It literally looks like this dude's whole cut looks like something off of Mario Kart. It does not look good at all. Now here we keep going. Now check this out. This is Young Miami. Again, I don't know what this is, but this is not addressed. And you, my dear women, you do not gain power from showing off your body. It's not sensible. The more you show off the body, the less power you have, because now you're being reduced to flesh. You're using so little of your brain and using so much of your body, you end up becoming an idiot. That's why I say women who are fans of these women inevitably are idiots. Now you check it right here. You're gonna see this a couple times in the video. She has a butterfly right here, a few butterflies, and that is MK Ultra Sex Kitten symbology. That's why she was hooked up with Diddy. Diddy wasn't her man. Diddy was a handler who just wanted a piece of her, use her, program her, and dip her out. And it also doesn't help that she has stars. I'm gonna make a video. Oh, damn, I hate when it does this. I'm gonna make a video on her later, but oh damn. Okay, I messed up there. But if you look here, she has some stars there, and most people really don't know. But ask yourself, why is the shape of a star the way it is? Stars actually look like bubbles. There's stars, at the very least, if you go outside and look at a star, it looks like a giant bright dot. It looks nothing like this. So why is it like this? The star is actually, you could say, the star basically is a product of the Wicca, you know, is like a summoning for spirits and everything. And then also, in modern times, it is symbolic of the Baphomet when you turn the star upside down. But also, in Masonic teachings, if you have the star up and upside down, is as above, so below. With the star facing upwards, that's a feminine trait. And with the star facing downwards, it's a masculine trait. So even if she got this a long time ago, the principalities that be, they control time, and they had her there for a reason. And we continue. We see Rachel Smith, again, covering up most of these parts. And then we see whoever Tisha Adams is, covered up. One black woman covered up at the very least. Then we have this dude, Billy Porter, with his ramen noodle haircut. Nobody talks about him, and I can't wait till he's out the industry. Nobody cares about you, Billy Porter. He's always acting like he's the star of the show. Now, if we look at this Doechii chick, this is absolutely horrible. Black women, please stop putting on makeup lighter on your face than the rest of your body. It does not look good. I don't know what this is. This is a complete mess. This is a mess. The trucker hat with the knitted sleeves. I don't get what she's going for. And again, showing off everything to the point where this is just a layer of clothing. It's not even a real dress. It's not a dress. It's just a shroud. DK, look at this. Like, what is this? And stop putting makeup on like this. Goodness, why is everyone trying to look like a vampire? Disgusting. All right, and oh, this is pretty crazy. You have Jared Leto here, and he's in some heels. Ever since Jared Leto did, what's it called? Blade Runner 2049, it seems like he really took that role too seriously, because it seems like he's trying to be in some trans-aggressive future. And I'm starting to think that his brother is his handler, because the way he looks next to him is just off. Now, here we have Selena Gomez. Again, pretty normal dress. I don't know who that is. And we have here Nikki Hilton. And we have here Kathy Hilton. I'm guessing Paris Hilton's her mom and her sister. And look, they're dressed fairly fashionable and all right. And whoever Sabrina Carpenter is, fairly fashionable and all right. Another white woman again. Now, here we have Tinashe. And this is crazy. Like, so now, with Tinashe, I'm going to expose what I think the agenda is with the over-sexualization with black women. Like I mentioned before about South Korea and its woes with its population growth and its declining birth rate. What I see here in America, the same thing can be said for the Caucasian population here. And the thing about us Israelites, black people, Africans Americans, brown people all over, is that our populations for most of the countries are either stagnant or they're growing. If you've been on Twitter, you do know that online there is a lot of tension between black men, black women when it comes to white men, because you have a lot of black women out here. Basically, when black women hate black men, they're hopelessly in love with white men for the most stupidest of reasons. And sometimes I feel that they over-sexualize these black women, because when it comes to music, right, the over-sexualization of black women has caused there to be a lot of discourse with the music to say F black men, forget black men. And then also with social media as a whole, there's a lot of that discourse online that black men suck and black men don't do anything. What I think the industry is trying to do is create this model so that you have black women going after white men, right? Because when it comes to mating, the male seed generally tends to take a lot of the DNA from the woman. So when you see a lot of mixed couples, whoever the man is, the kids tend to take on that trait. So what I think is going to happen with the population decline for a lot of Caucasian people is that they're going to look to intermix with African American Israelite women, right? And that's basically their last chance to really do anything to save their numbers, because again, I don't have the exact numbers. I do know that the population growth is reclining and going backwards, but with how bad the economy has gotten, it has been for all these decades, right? There's no reversing that trend anytime soon, and it's going to be very bad. And I even remember there was a Time paper, I think it was Time or National Geographic. I think it was National Geographic, I can't remember. But it was this light-skinned, green-eyed girl on the cover, and they were like, this is what the future of people are going to look like in 2050. Basically like a Tinashe, right? But see what she's got on? This is pathetic. This is pathetic. She didn't even try, at the very least the other women tried to have on some kind of dress. She has on fishnets and pasty.
That light-skinned hoe was a hoe.
Tinashe, you're over, all right? All she's signaling is she's gonna bust it open for whoever's gonna give her studio time. You know, it's just that's all she is, and it's really sad looking at her. But you know, the thing is, when it comes to the industry, she's trying too hard to latch onto a career, but she never made it to the heights of a Nicki Minaj, of a Cardi B. So she doesn't have what it takes to stick around like that. That's why she's dressed like this in the first place. You know, she had that song, Love to Get Too On. Now, she's gotten too off. She's fallen off, and no one cares. And people are gonna care even less because she's willing to degrade herself like this. And she's only pushing this agenda. Because as we know, when women get hypersexualized, they tend to avoid any man that's regular or as they see beneath them, and they try to go after for the top men. In this society though, because everything is based off of money, Caucasian males are the top men. So that's basically all they have to go after. Thus, what they end up doing is keeping these black women single to the point where Caucasian males can have their pick. And if things get so bad economically where Caucasian males have issues with white women, they have black women to fall back on. And that's my theory. Not saying that's what it is, but hey, it's starting to look like that to me.
For the first time, I'm actually starting to like you, OJ. OJ? What the? Now who's going to the moon for the white man? Good luck finding those rocks, sucker.
I don't know what Rita Ora's gone. She's basically lost in the dark void. But if we keep going, look at Ashanti. Look at this. She had on a perfectly nice dress, and for no reason other than, I guess, eco-sustainability, she has two turtles covering her breast. Again, I don't get what the point of this is. She looks like a woman who's washing up to me because I'm just not into that whole thick look. She's like, what, 50 something at this point, 48, whatever it is. She's only going to get bigger. It is what it is, but just showing you like it just seems that pretty much every black woman on this list, here you go, Taylor Swift covered up, all the black women seem to be dressing provocatively. And here you go with Nicki Minaj, she's the quote-unquote host of the event. Why is she wearing this veil? Well, when you get married, the veil, because DK taught me this, but the veil is for the virgins, and when the man unveils the woman, it basically signals how he's going to consummate the marriage that night. And he unveils her, you know. This is a corset. This is lingerie. This is not a dress. And she's also wearing that veil because she's trying to represent herself as the Queen of Heaven, like she's the Virgin Mary, thus veiled. And you know, and I don't really. She's just so old. It's like, you know, you just get to the point where you see these women looking so sexual. It's not even sexy anymore. It's just kind of like, it just shows how like there's nothing in here at all. Everything is about this, but everything in here is WAP zero, you know, disturbing. But we continue on. I can't show this too much because there was nipple exposed, but this is Emily Ratajkowski, and she was one of the few other women to actually show a lot. She's definitely showing she could be bought because I think she's like a model. Someone's buying her later for at least a couple million. And then here's Gunna. That's all I gotta say about Gunna. But check this out. See how he's got this angel here with the angel wings and the halo around the head? That's definitely Lucifer on his neck. And if you noted that Gunna got indicted in that RICO case with Young Thug in them, but then he snitched, got out, and now he's back on top of the game. Makes you wonder, he might have sacrificed Young Thug. If Young Thug gets shook up in prison or whatever happens to him, you could look back on Gunna and what he got tatted on his neck for that. As we keep going, yep, Nelly Furtado looking normal. We got Chloe Bailey. She shows herself off a lot, but I wanted to point out how she got that grandmama at the barbecue arm right here. You're gonna see her looking really big pretty soon. And it looks like she just stuffed her face full of coke right here. I don't know what she's doing. Please, black women, stop putting on all this makeup on your face. It's not healthy. Here we have this Shinshi person. Again, another corset. All the black women are wearing corsets. She has this cross on her with another cross right there, but she has this cross on her, again signifying that she's a Luciferian. She does not worship Yahushua, and in fact probably hates him more than anything, because Yahushua will be like, what are you doing with this big ass coat showing off your breast? You know, looks horrible. She's big in the Afro beats world, but she'll be replaced, and then she'll be wearing even less next year this time around. We keep going, and we see who are Dixie, Charlie D'Amelio. Again, the rest of the women looking nice. I don't know what she's got on. I guess she's finding Nemo somewhere in this dress. Again, regular woman, regular, women looking regular over and over again. And here we go, Flo Millie. This wasn't the worst of the dresses, but hey, this looks more like a bikini than it does a dress. As you see here, again, exposing most of her body. And who's this chick? JT of the City Girls. Again, this is literally as corset as a corset gets. This is not a dress. She is trying to overfill herself. Again, makeup, and then she's got that cross there to signify that I worship Lucifer. She has the triangle here, the all-seeing triangle right there, and she's showing off she's for sale. She can't breathe. She can't breathe, and she definitely not about to be breathing, because who knows? She could be up next for the sacrificial chamber. And this is just, see, black men, we gotta stop thinking this is so sexy. I mean, yeah, it's appealing to a degree.
Oh, I love that.
But these women are so try-hard, you know. The only thing they think they can do is just take off their clothes. You know how stupid you gotta be to just think, take off my clothes and I look good? Now, this is the blasphemous sacrilege of tonight. Remember when I did my Kevin Porter Jr. and I said that pearls were very feminine? Well, again, if you look at how pearls look, put them on a man, and you'll see, yeah, I don't think these should go on guys. He has here what looks to be some kind of makeshift Bible. He has on his own corset. But it's funny though, because his corset looks like more of a dress than all the other women. So how are you letting the black male dress up more, looking like a woman, than the rest of the black women? That's embarrassing. But the way he's carrying this quote unquote Bible, I really don't know what's in there, what it is, but it's made to look like a Bible. Lil Nas X really is trying to show the world that he hates Yahweh more than anybody. And Lil Nas X, I usually try to have some kind of space for forgiveness and hope for people. I hate Lil Nas X from the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of my Yahweh given heart. And I know Yahweh hates Lil Nas X. So Lil Nas X, I'm just saying, if you don't clean up your act and let this industry go, Yahweh's got something real good for you. Real good. It's going to be the worst thing you can imagine. And I hope you suffer through it. You're a horrible person. You don't really care about the people that you say you care about. You sold yourself out for fame and money, but it's not going to make you happy. You're going to be miserable. You're going to be used, and you're going to be abused. And it is what it is. But hey, if you want to turn things around, this side's always welcoming its arms out to you. To end off the video, here we have Glorilla. Now the funny thing about Glorilla is I haven't heard a song from her ever since that one song got her famous. I don't know if it's me or you, but does she have a dimple in her clavicle? I don't know what that is right now. Did she get shot there? Crazy. But Glorilla may be a sleeper for being a megastar in the future. If you look at her body, she's got all kinds of symbology. We're gonna start off with the most subtle one. You got the checkerboard flag there, which is Masonic for the as above, so below duality. Life and death, color, lack of color, all that. Light and darkness. Then you have the serpent, because she's of the serpent seed. And as some of you guys may not know, in the Bible, when it talks about the seed of the serpent, how the men would have enmity with serpent, and the serpent would strike out our heel, and we would crush his head. It's basically people with that Satan spirit in them, good and evil, essentially. Us people of Yahweh and Yahweh, we are at enmity with these people, like for example Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos or Glorilla. We don't like each other, and we're on separate sides, and we're in a spiritual fight against each other. She also has here this butterfly. She's part of that Monarch MK Ultra programming. She has that Monarch butterfly on her. She's a sex kitten, basically. And if you see here, there are two things. I'm gonna start off with this one because we all know this is the all-seeing eye of Lucifer. But I didn't know she had this right here, which for the Masons, when you learn of the occult, which the occult basically means like mystery, secrecy, all that, you got to be quiet about the deeper things. You can expose the outer things to signal to each other and to lure in new members, but you are still vowed to the principality of secrecy, and she's got that right there. So regardless of whether Glorilla knew what she was getting into or not, she inherently is the seed of the serpent, because she was doing all this stuff to herself before she even got on like that. So she was picked, and she been ready, and hopefully she turns it around, but I highly doubt it. So that was the whole VMAs. I showed you guys the esoteric signaling they have here at the VMAs, and I let you guys know about my theory for why they have all these women, these black women, these Israelite women, looking sexualized versus everyone else basically having on regular dresses. To end this off, I want to speak to both my Israelite women and my Israelite men. For the women, don't beat up yourself because you don't look like these chicks. At the very least, when you get ready and you go to work and you go outside and everything, you're doing everything on your own. You're doing it by yourself. You're putting on your makeup. I advise against makeup, but hey, if you're going to do it, at least you're doing it. You're dressing yourself up. You're getting yourself to where you need to go. You're living for yourself. These women have someone doing their makeup, someone doing their hair, someone doing their nails, someone making up their dresses, someone driving them, someone okay, we all have someone flying us, but they're getting someone escorting them here, someone, everything they do, they're not doing it for themselves, which is why I be trying to tell y'all these people are not that talented. Every single thing around them is fabricated. They are a product. They're shown to you, so you waste all your time and efforts trying to be these people. What does that mean? That means you end up spending too much money on makeup to have makeup like them, too much money on weed to have weed like them. You end up trying to dress like them, spending too much money. You end up spending too much money going to clubs, going on vacation, trying to have your best life like Megan Thee Stallion or whoever. And a lot of times when you see these tattoos on these chicks now you're spending too much money on these tattoos. And you take what they say so seriously, even though a lot of the times when they're like, F dudes, I hate dudes, and I use dudes for money, blah, blah, they're getting their backs blown out by these old, rusty, dusty Jerry Sandusky looking executives just using them up, and just telling them to doing all kinds of depraved things for them. Things so depraved that I can't say on YouTube because YouTube is going to make it have one view on the video, but it's crazy what these women would do for a check. And you need to understand that you got to have your self-respect in this life. Because when it comes down to it, if you didn't have a phone, a TV, a computer screen in front of you showing you these people, you wouldn't care about anything they're showing. So what does that tell you? And for the men, we really got to step it up, and we got to require more from our women. I don't care how much they complain online, require more, okay? My whole thing with makeup is this. I don't like makeup. I chose a woman who doesn't put on makeup. My daughter's not putting on makeup like that. I understand it has a time and place, but if you can convince a girl to stop putting on makeup every day, please do it, all right? We need to end this trend, and it's really only going to end with us, because in the end, women mostly have their looks for us. That's just how it is. Women are trying to get our attention, so we need to pay our attention to the lack of makeup. We need to get over BBLs. We need to stop glorifying women's bodies. Of course, we want to covet them. How made their bodies the way they are, because it gives us extra pleasure, and it's nice for them to have to look at themselves and feel confident. The more confident they feel, the better they treat us, all right? But at the same time, we can't overrate and exaggerate what's overrated and exaggerated, all right? We gotta make sure that we pick nice, normal, simple looking women, and we keep our women normal and simple looking, and then we accentuate them according to our taste. But there has to be a love there. That's why I advocate for men, stop trying to smash every girl in the world. If you could afford it, you could get multiple wives, but try to go look for a wife. Because we can't expect our society to get better if we don't have families. Society cannot be run by 18,100 niggas out here smashing 1 billion women. That doesn't do anything, all right? Nothing gets done, because guess what? You're not making families, you're making broken households. And these broken households are turning out women like this, convincing your mamas, your sisters, aunties, uncles, daughters, and uncles too, because men is getting into all this too, to go out here looking the fool, acting the fool, and then blaming us for it. These things go deep, and this is a deep video. Anyways, hope you learned something here. Let's stop watching the VMAs. Nobody watched the VMAs. We're going to make this a thing every year that after the VMAs, we're going to make fun of the VMAs. And we're not going to give them views, because clearly people don't want to watch it. This has been Uitomi and DK, and we are out.